Welcome to Clear Body Science, where we explain how the human body actually works. Before we begin, subscribe to Clear Body Science to continue building a complete, system-level understanding of human physiology. We often interpret the word essential as simply meaning important, and non-essential as optional or irrelevant. That interpretation is biologically incorrect. In biology, these terms do not measure importance. They measure whether the body can manufacture a molecule internally. Your body is a chemical factory governed by strict laws of synthesis. When those laws are ignored, specific biological pathways shut down. The inability to synthesize certain compounds is a fixed biological constraint that operates regardless of dietary philosophy or personal awareness. Today, we will analyze the systemic difference between essential and non-essential nutrients. We will examine how the body regulates supply and demand, and where the biological breaking points actually exist. 1. The system of external dependency. This system defines what we call essential nutrients. Its function is to import raw materials that the human genome cannot construct internally. Over evolutionary time, humans have lost the ability to synthesize roughly 40 specific compounds, including certain vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and fatty acids. This loss is not a preference. It represents a genetic gap in our metabolic machinery. For example, most animals can synthesize vitamin C internally, but humans lack the enzyme required to complete that chemical reaction. As a result, the molecule must enter from the external environment. This system exists to bridge the gap between internal machinery and survival requirements. When this external supply chain breaks, the internal system has no backup generator. If this system fails, the biological functions dependent on that nutrient stop immediately, leading to acute deficiency states. 2. The system of internal synthesis. This system defines what we call non-essential nutrients. The term non-essential is biologically misleading because these nutrients are vital for life. The distinction exists only because the body possesses the enzymatic machinery required to manufacture them internally. The function of this system is to construct complex molecules from simpler building blocks. The liver serves as the primary engine for this conversion process, capable of taking one amino acid and structurally altering it to create another. This system provides metabolic flexibility, allowing the body to maintain homeostasis despite variations in dietary intake. However, internal production is not free. It requires energy, resources, and functional metabolic capacity. When this system is disrupted by illness or metabolic stress, the body loses its ability to meet internal demand. 3. The concept of conditional essentiality. There is a critical overlap between these two systems known as conditional essentiality. This state occurs when demand exceeds the body's manufacturing capacity. Under normal conditions, a nutrient such as glutamine is classified as non-essential because the body produces sufficient quantities internally. During trauma, surgery, or extreme physiological stress, this balance shifts. The demand for repair materials increases sharply, and internal factories cannot produce the molecule fast enough. A non-essential nutrient becomes biologically essential. This distinction marks the moment the body transitions from maintenance mode to crisis mode. When this balance tips, relying solely on internal synthesis leads to rapid depletion. 4. The interaction of dependent systems. These categories do not exist in isolation. They form an integrated biochemical network. Essential nutrients often serve as the raw materials required to create non-essential compounds. For example, the essential amino acid phenylalanine is required to synthesize the non-essential amino acid tyrosine. This integration allows efficiency, using a limited number of inputs to generate a wide range of outputs. However, it also creates dependency chains. If the essential precursor is missing, the non-essential product will eventually become deficient. Failure in one system propagates to the next, and when this integration collapses, the entire metabolic cascade becomes compromised. You now understand that essential and non-essential describe origin, not importance. One category requires dietary input, the other requires metabolic energy and functional capacity. This distinction is critical for understanding how the human system is fueled, and it leads directly to the most rigid essential nutrients of all. In the next analysis, we will examine minerals and why these inorganic elements act as the spark plugs of biology. Meeting essential nutrient requirements is not optional. This is not a lifestyle choice. This is biology. Thank you for watching. Continue your analysis by selecting the next video on your screen. Clear Body Science.